Welcome to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Eric and Rob.
All right, y'all, welcome in. Here we are here to talk about that crown jewel. Back in Saudi Arabia. Third Generation Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Real Big E. My co-host, Rob the Ambassador. How's it going, man?
Man, it's going good. We recorded last night a movie review, and I said something I didn't think I'd ever say. I'm actually looking forward to this card.
Yeah. It's funny because do you know what this pay-per-view is a unfortunately a marker for 3GW.
Right.
We are going into our third year of the podcast, and when we decided to do this, ironically, Crown Jewel was the pay-per-view. It was Crown Jewel and Evolution, the all women's pay-per-view. They're kind of happening around the same time. The very first Crown Jewel, we did not feel it was appropriate to make that our very first podcast because of the events surrounding it with Jamal Khashoggi and all that going on. We didn't even watch it in protest because of all that. So 3 years later, here we are. We got a YouTube channel and things are moving on up. But this time things are a little different. And like you said, you know, this card actually looks pretty damn good.
You know, man, it really does. On paper, it does. Now, we know that these shows typically are not very good, but I'm hoping that this one turns the tide. I'm excited about it, and I'll be able to watch it live because I'm off work. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, hoping we see a good show.
Yeah. I definitely am too. I'm looking forward to it. I am. Now, so the recording we did last night probably won't be available just yet because I haven't edited it yet. You know, it's a lot of editing going on. My night tonight is pretty much editing. I was editing the video version of Hereditary before it came on here, so I'm trying to catch up because our most frequent guest, MJ Book, is kind of my storage unit as well. He kind of stores the shows until I post them. So, you know, shout out to him and being patient. And but yeah, I'm working on those shows tonight and this one too. In any event, getting right to it with the predictions. So was the Crown Jewel? What's the other Saudi show they do? What's it called?
Oh boy. I can't think of it actually.
I know the first one they ever did was the second one they did was the Greatest Royal Rumble, but they haven't done that since. I can't think of the other one. But in any event, they had the very first women's match last time they were there, and now this time we have two women's matches. And there's also this is the first time they're going to crown the Queen's crown between Doudrop and Zelina Vega. It's man, it's kind of tough because I think both women could use the push, but I think just based on the look and she's already a heel, I think Zelina Vega is gonna pull it off, and I think she would just run with it better. And I think she needs it more than even Doudrop. And I really hope one day they drop the Doudrop and give her old name back, Piper Niven. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Zelina on this one.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Typically, this is the first time we're crowning the Queen's crown. But we know that the King of the Ring usually is kind of heel stuff. So I'm going to say they keep that trend going with the Queen's Crown, and I'm going to agree that Zelina will win.
Okay. And then, of course, the King of the Ring finals. You got Finn Balor versus Xavier Woods. This is even harder because Finn just came back. He's coming off a loss to Roman, but I feel like Xavier Woods, this would be a perfect spot for him to do a heel turn, you know, and make something of this. I think he would be able to do more with this than Balor would, so to speak, you know. Unless they're gonna bring back, you know, make him King Balor, he's gonna be the Demon King, and that's where they're gonna go with that. Then hey, I'm all about that too. But I think it's just, you know, Kofi Kingston kind of had his day. Big E's a champion right now. I think Xavier Woods is going to pull it off. I really do. I think they're going to make him the heel. And it's a way to get him away from Kofi without them feuding. And he can go off and be as charismatic as he can be. I'm going with Xavier Woods.
Man, for all the same reasons you're saying, I am too. I just don't think Finn really needs it. I mean, he's already referring to himself as the prince, right? We all
Right.
know that used to be right. And so, I mean, I guess you can be prince and still be king, but I just think Woods could use this more. I don't think Balor needs it. He's still a high profile wrestler. He's still in the upper echelon of wrestling, and like you said, just competed against Roman. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what Woods does with this.
Yeah. I really think he could run with it. I think he needs a fresh coat of paint, and this is the best thing for him. I don't know if you could buy Kofi as a heel, but I definitely could buy Xavier Woods as a heel. Really could.
Yeah, I could see him playing that role really well.
Yeah, just being this arrogant asshole, like king, like I'm the king, you know. Yeah, I really could see him pulling it off.
Me too.
This is an interesting one here. Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali. Man, I don't really care. I wish I did. I wish I could, but they just have not done a damn thing with Mansoor. And since what was that faction? If we even want to call it that. Not retaliation. What was that? Retribution.
Retribution.
Yeah, ever since then, I mean, Mustafa's just been shit. But I'm just gonna go ahead and say Mansoor is gonna win. He's back home. They're not gonna let him lose in Saudi Arabia. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Mansoor, he'll win. I think the crowd will really pop for it, and we'll just see if what WWE does with him after this, because obviously he won't be working with Mustafa Ali. So let's see if they can get a good program going with him individually.
Raw Tag Team Championship: RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. It's a little tough because I feel like the RK Bro thing, I was never a fan of it to begin with, but I could see the appeal why people would like it, right? But I think it's kind of run its course. It was cool in the beginning because it was Riddle trying to get Randy Orton to like him, but now that they've kind of been cool, and I think those two hiatuses that Randy Orton took really hurt the whole program as a whole. So, I mean, if speaking from what I want to happen, I would like to see RK Bro break up and lose and have AJ and Omos be champion again. That's what I would prefer. Do I think it's going to happen in Saudi Arabia? No, because Survivor Series is next month. So I think they're going to keep this song and dance going for another month later. So I'm going to go into AJ and RK Bro retain in a sleeper match that could possibly steal the show. Has the potential. It could. I think it'll be entertaining though.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say Arcade Bro. Like you, I never was a fan. I'm kind of over the whole thing, but the fans still seem to like it. And while I like AJ and Omos, I actually want to see AJ kind of break out on his own again. So I'm going to say RK Bro retains, and that when they lose, I don't think it'll be to AJ and Omos. I think it'll be to someone else.
That's the thing. When you look at Raw, well, I guess you got the Viking Raiders.
But aren't the Viking Raiders going to be going to SmackDown?
Oh yeah, they are. Shit. Street Profits. I guess they're coming to Raw.
Yeah.
So I guess that's who been. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Well, we look at that. We got a Hell in a Cell match, not on a Hell in a Cell pay per view. Thank God. I can't. What was the last time that happened? Triple H and Undertaker.
Oh wow.
Oh no. It was Shane and Undertaker at 32.
Oh, at WrestleMania.
That was the last time we had a Hell in a Cell match that wasn't a Hell in a Cell pay per view. That's a long time. But Edge and Seth Rollins, I think this right here is the show stealer, hands down. And believe it or not, this is actually a tough pick because it's they both won one. That home invasion that Seth Rollins did, while I thought it was a good idea, when you really look at it, he really didn't do anything to the house. That was Edge's actual house, by the way. And I mean, he closed the refrigerator door. The most heinous thing he did was drink out of the orange juice bottle. I mean, I guess. But if we're doing just traditional storytelling, the babyface is gonna go over and Edge is gonna win. So I'm gonna go with Edge.
I'm going with Edge too. I think this will be a great match, though. But yeah, given everything that Seth has put Edge through, including visiting his, I guess, like you said, actual house. Yeah, I just think it's time for Edge to have another big moment. He's lost his last couple of big matches, including one against Seth. He needs to get back in the win column. I think he does it tomorrow.
Yep. And then the match you're most looking forward to, the no holds barred match between Bobby Lashley and Goldberg.
I should have called it something else.
Look, man, anything goes. They can use weapons, and I think that's actually gonna benefit the match. I'm the Goldberg fan. I've said from day one that after the whole Brock feud back in 2017, I was good. I thought that run was perfect, and he could just roll off into the sunset. The thing is, though, like I've said, if Vince calls you and wants to give you a payday, you ain't saying no. And from what I've been told, or what I've read, this is a 7-figure deal with Goldberg. So it's kind of like, well, hey, son, you want that college paid for? I'm about to go hit Saudi Arabia and wrestle this match then, because one match and college is paid for, and then some. All right, must be nice. So I think I'm actually going to go against the grain here. I think everybody and the mother thinks Goldberg has got it in the bag and he's going to win. But and all these murder references, and he's going to murder Bobby, he's going to kill Bobby, and all this. I'm like, yeah, okay. I think we might get surprised. I think Bobby just might pull out the win. Just might. And I'm gonna. No, I'm not. I'm not even gonna lie. Nope. I almost did it. Can't do it. I love Bobby Lashley, but I can't do it. Goldberg's going to win, and I hope he does.
All right, man. I'm in agreement. I'm curious to see how this one plays out. We know the dynamic with Gage. Is Gage going to be there? It is a no-holds-barred match. Does he get involved? Does he give his dad a weapon? I mean, somehow, some way, does Gage play a part in the outcome? But I do think Goldberg wins.
I think Gage will be there. I mean, storyline-wise, it would make sense.
Yeah, it would.
I was listening to Wrestling Inc. Shout out to Raj Geary and Wrestling Inc. podcast. He said he just wished that they would kind of played it up a little more. Had like Bobby Lashley go to Gage's high school and just walk through the hall and start choking kids out left and right. Just putting them in the hurt lock and just really playing it up.
I would have loved that. That'd have been funny, man. Hey, Raw needs something that would have been a funny segment.
Yeah, I mean, you already here. Add something to it. I mean, because outside of what happened at SummerSlam, this thing really has no heat, and that would have given it some heat. You know, anything, but they didn't do anything with this.
Yeah, true. Hey, quick chance or no chance?
All right.
This is the final time we see Goldberg wrestling in WWE.
No chance.
I agree.
And not necessarily by his doing. It's just that thing that Vince is like, especially now with AEW being more and more competition, and Goldberg clearly is not going to turn down money. I have to work 5-10 minutes, 5 to 8 minutes, to be real. And I'm getting a 6-7 figure check. Yes. I'm stupid to say no. I mean,
I agree.
Yeah. So no, I don't think this is gonna be it. I wish it would have been. I wish it would have been a long time ago. But hey. All right. Moving right along. Got the WWE Championship. Big E versus Drew McIntyre. It's just too soon for Big E to drop it. It wouldn't make any damn sense. Drew McIntyre was champion for a very long time, and he's going to SmackDown. So this is just going to be hopefully a good match. I don't know. Never seen these two go at it, so it'll be interesting to see. But Big E's going to retain.
Yeah, I agree Big E will retain, but I think this one has a chance to be a good match. Both of these guys are good workers. I think they could work well together. I would not be surprised if this was one of the 2 or 3 best matches on the card.
Yeah, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. All right. I think this could, well, I don't know. This is the one I'm kind of worried about just because it's Saudi Arabia. And you got 3 women in this match that, they got to dress different. They got to wrestle different. As good as the match looks on paper, I don't know that they're going to be able to deliver what we all would want and are expecting. Talking about the triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship: Bianca Belaire versus Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Now, wow, this looks amazing. This will be great at like Survivor Series or any stateside show, but I don't know. I just can't help but feel worried because it's in Saudi Arabia, and not necessarily the ring gear doesn't bother me, but I don't know. Their politics over there is just so different, and I know they don't want their women. It's just a sticky wicket. I don't even want to get into it, but I don't think they're gonna have Becky lose, even though it would be nice to see Bianca win, or even Sasha for that matter. I think it'll be a good match, but I'm just going to go ahead and say Becky retains. It's her second title defense. And hopefully this one actually has a finish. But I'm going to say she retains.
Yeah, this is a tough one because my initial thought is to agree with you that Becky will retain, but I really think that at SummerSlam, Becky was not intended to win. I think there was something going on with Sasha that we still don't know. So then I thought, okay, maybe Sasha will win now because maybe she was supposed to win at SummerSlam. But I believe, if I'm remembering the draft correctly, that Sasha is going to remain on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we already know Charlotte is going to SmackDown, so they're not going to have both titles over there. I don't know how they would work that out. So then maybe Bianca wins. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say maybe we get a title change at this show, and Bianca wins the title back. She's on Raw, so they would still have two women champions on different shows, and then they could keep the rivalry going between her and Becky. If Becky wins again, I mean, they could probably get away with doing one more one-on-one between her and Bianca since this is a triple threat, but I think it's more intriguing if Bianca wins and then Becky is chasing her again.
I could see that too. And they've got to do something because they just had the title match yesterday, and Charlotte is still the Raw Women's Champion going to SmackDown. So I feel like they're just going to have her and whoever wins tomorrow do the swap. And that's going to be it. Because clearly, it's, I don't know, man. WWE loves booking themselves in the corner.
Yeah.
All right. I think the only one left is what, Roman Reigns and Brock.
Yeah, unless there's some sort of pre-show match that we haven't been told about. I believe that's all that I can recall.
All right. Well, it's kind of Brock Lesnar has kind of that John Cena appeal. I'm not want to say appeal, but that feel is like, well, we feel like Roman's gonna win, but because it's Brock Lesnar, it could go either way. And they've been doing this whole mind game thing with Paul Heyman, which I think is brilliant because in the past it's just kind of been physical with him and Roman. Never really been a story, but now there is a story. And I think Brock has been fantastic on his own, cutting promos on his own. Just the way he throws to Paul Heyman, I think he's been great. I really have enjoyed, especially that last promo with, he's the contract signing, and Roman's like, "Oh, you big dumb farmer, you just gonna sign the contract and not even read it?" Like, oh, I read the contract, bro. With my man over here, Paul Heyman. And I just think they've all played this just perfectly. Like, you didn't need them to get physical for that contract signing. And I'm glad they didn't do the whole cliche normal thing. It was like, no, we're going to mess with their heads. So, yeah, but I still think because Brock's a free agent, he can float. And I think with the character, I think you would hurt the Roman head of the table character if he loses to Brock at this point. So I'm going to say Roman will retain. Somehow, some way, he'll retain.
Yeah, this is tough because if Roman were to lose, and look, he's got to lose eventually, I could see Brock as being the guy who they would have beat Roman. Brock is probably the only guy who is big and bad and believable enough to do that. But I'm going to say that Roman retains, but somehow, some way, I don't think we're going to get a conclusive finish. I don't know if the Usos are going to get involved, and that will cause Roman to get disqualified. but I'm enjoying this storyline, and I think they're going to continue to go with this storyline through Survivor Series. Who knows? Maybe all the way through not Survivor, Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Roman retains, but I don't think it's going to be a conclusive finish. Like, I don't think Roman is going to spear and pin Brock Lesnar, and that's it. There's going to be some sort of shenanigans, like I said,
but they
probably
don't
with
have
the Usos
a
getting involved.
they don't have a stipulation, right? So it could be a DQ, like you said.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I think it's going to be something like that.
all it takes is one of the Usos to come out and disrupt it, and Roman will still be champ, but Brock could just F5 everybody and walk away looking strong. It could very well happen.
Something like that. That's what I think will happen.
That is very, very likely. Very likely. Oh man. Well, yeah, that is the card. That was our predictions, and the show will be on tomorrow. I will probably see some of it during the day, and then I'll finish it up in the evening. And then our post show will actually not be until Friday night. Once myself and Book get a chance to watch it in its entirety. Over under, I think it's definitely going over 4 hours, pushing 5, because of it's 9 matches, and you got commercials, and then they might throw in promotional stuff during the show with Saudi Arabia and all that, so you just never know.
Man, if it does go over 4 hours, I hope not that far over 4. I know that the main card starts at 11 o'clock our time. We're in the Central Time Zone, but I'm assuming there's going to be at least a 1 hour pre-show. So I'll be up eating, having my breakfast, drinking my coffee, or watching some wrestling.
Yeah. I wish I almost want to call off tomorrow, but I'm not gonna do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hope you all appreciated the video and hope you all like it. Let us know in the comments section below, what are your predictions? Who do you think is going to walk out as Universal and WWE and SmackDown Women's Champion from Saudi Arabia? Do you think Goldberg and Lashley will be a classic, or will it be what we always see from Goldberg in Saudi Arabia? Let us know. Shoot us an email, thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com, and follow us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as you can listen to all the audio versions of our full shows on all the major platforms for podcasts, Apple, Podbean, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Google, all that good stuff. So make sure you check us out. 5-star rating is always appreciated. And yeah, coming up, we've got Halloween Havoc. We've got another horror movie review coming up that I'm going to edit and post. And what else? I know next month is Survivor Series in full gear. So yeah, a lot coming down the pipe as far as shows coming up. So yeah. Keep checking that feed on YouTube for videos outside of wrestling, and just there's always going to be content being posted, so make sure you check it out. But as always, Ambassador, please take us home.
All right, fans, we always say this: we love y'all, we appreciate y'all, thank you for listening. Hit us up with some show ideas, love one another, and get vaccinated. Gonna keep saying it. Numbers here in Iowa are going down a little bit because more people are getting vaccinated. Hey, what do you know? I'm looking to get my booster. I've been vaccinated. Outside of just some minor after effects after the second shot, I've been fine. So please, let's just squash this thing. I don't want to hear about it in the news anymore. I'm sure you don't want to hear me talk about it anymore. Let's get vaccinated and let's get past this thing.
Yep. Nothing more to say. Take care, everybody. Appreciate y'all for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.